The U.S. Navy had a rule. White sailors could go swimming in the ocean whenever they wanted, but black sailors were only allowed to do so on Tuesdays. Watching the white sailors swimming, this black sailor had a sudden idea. He took off his clothes, then turned around and headed straight for the swimming area.
Wait a minute now, something's a little confusing. Watch it, get your ass off this deck. Hey, it's not Tuesday, son.
What the hell you doing, boy?
It's some deep shit.
This scene was seen by an officer standing on the deck. The officer immediately signaled for the sailors to drag the black man back onto the deck. Unwilling to back down, and perhaps to prove himself, the black man ignored the order entirely and swam off into the distance. His action like this not only left his fellow black sailors stunned, but also shocked the officers on the ship. Yet at that moment, the black man could never have imagined that this act of his that day would completely change the course of his life. Maybe due to the natural physical gifts black people are born with, he, who had never received professional training, quickly left all the white sailors far behind. However, someone like him, living on a U.S. Navy base filled with racial discrimination, could not gain recognition even if he won. He was locked in a small, dark room.
You got anything to say for yourself? Your response is noted.
The black man hung his head in silence, but little did he expect that the next words the officer said to him would open the door to his career right then and there. In light of the black man's outstanding physical talents and courage, the officer immediately appointed him as a rescue swimmer. Although he was still essentially a utility worker, at the very least, he was no longer stuck in the role of a cook. At that moment, he remembered a phrase his father had once told him.
And it will. Don't quit on me. Ever. Now, go on. Don't come back here. Not for a long time.
The black man's name was Carl. He was born into a family of farmers. By the time Carl grew up, his father knew full well that in an era of such racial discrimination, the only way for a poor person to change their fate was to send their child to join the military. Of course, Carl was no exception. Before enlisting, Carl told his father that he would come back to help during harvest season. But his father firmly refused this request outright.
Don't ever come back here. Get in there and fight, Carl. Don't take promises. Bust the old rules if you have to. And when it gets hard, don't quit on me. Ever. Don't come back here.
Carl understood exactly what his father's words meant, and helpless tears instantly welled up and streamed down his face. As a father, no one wanted more than him to see his son make something of himself. But at the very least, he didn't want Carl to end up like him. Carl held the radio his father had made by hand, and without hesitation, ran toward the car.
You got a big future in the U.S. Navy.
But what Carl could never have anticipated was that after arriving at the Naval Academy, he did not become the respected sailor everyone talked about. Instead, he was assigned to work as a low-level kitchen hand, a cook. Because of his black identity, they only had two paths to take in the Navy. One was to be a cook, and the other was to get out. So it was his skin color that determined Carl's fate.